Now it is my pleasure to introduce our first keynote speaker, Jennifer Gilberg. The state of Pennsylvania aims to be a leader in economic growth, job creation, and innovation by connecting businesses, the workforce, PA's world-class universities and research institutions, and public sector to spur economic development, particularly in communities that have too often been left behind. By helping businesses that are already in Pennsylvania, encouraging new ones to move to Pennsylvania, and investing in the workforce, the Governor's Office of Transformation and Opportunity aims to create real opportunity and build an economy that works for everyone. So it's my pleasure to welcome Jennifer Gilberg, Deputy Secretary of Technology and Entrepreneurship, Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone, and good afternoon to those in London. That's pretty cool that we're live streaming. Thank you so much, Nancy Kelly, Nancy Bocanegra, Mitchell Simpler, and the team at Philly Builds Bio for inviting me here today. And thanks to all of you in the audience for attending and being a part of what I know is going to be a really cool day ahead. I'm excited to be here on behalf of Governor Josh Shapiro to discuss the growing life sciences sector in Philadelphia and across the Commonwealth. Life sciences is one of our greatest strengths and one of the key areas of future economic growth. And the task that falls before us in the room is what can we do to maximize that opportunity that is before us. I'm excited that today's agenda focuses on just that. And how do we maximize the opportunity here in Philadelphia through innovation, incubation, investment, growth in workforce development, and of course, how AI can be a tool to accelerate all of the above. I cannot wait to attend the panels and hear the afternoon keynote from our friend Rebecca Grant. No one has more passion for life sciences than our friend Rebecca. But first, let me share some brief thoughts on the path forward. Let me start with a high-level overview of how Governor Josh Shapiro is thinking about life sciences at the state level. From day one, the governor recognized that Pennsylvania's economic development strategy was unfocused. Too much was done in an ad hoc way and without a guiding philosophy that governed the Commonwealth's policy decisions and investments. And I think we all felt that in this room. He also recognized that if we were serious about growing the economy and outperforming other states, and we all know how competitive our governor is, the status quo would not be good enough anymore. So the governor tasked us with creating a first long-term economic development strategy, the first in nearly 2 decades. The idea wasn't just to create a big strategy and throw it on the shelf to gather dust. We set out to make our economic development strategy a specific, measurable action plan and a guide for our decision-making for years to come. Alongside a slew of new initiatives, some of which I'll touch on in a moment, the strategy identifies Pennsylvania's 5 key industries in which we should focus our efforts. The idea here, and the phrase we used a lot when we were making the economic plan, was we didn't want to peanut butter our efforts. We can't be all things to all people and spread our limited resources too thin in an attempt to appease everyone. Instead, we would use data, fun thing, to see where our strengths and double down on those areas. And in examining the data, we concluded these 5 sectors would be our focus industries moving forward. Agriculture, obviously, robotics and technology, energy, manufacturing, and, drumroll please, life sciences. Why life sciences? Because when we took a deep dive into the economic data, we found a really strong case for it. First, our GDP growth in the field far outpaced the national level, fun fact, and every job created generates 6 indirect jobs. What's more is we have the fourth largest academic research and development expenditures in the country. So we haul in a ton of federal dollars. And 63% of that R&D dollars coming in are life sciences. And our robust healthcare industry, led by organizations, and please tell me I'm not forgetting anyone here, Penn Medicine, CHOP, Jefferson, Drexel, Temple, Penn State, and UPMC, and others, capture everyone in others, they boast world-renowned academic medical centers that contributed to 1,200 clinical trials in 2021 alone. So all of this comes together to show that when we say our life sciences sector is a global phenomenon, we're not saying it anecdotally. There's data that shows us, that proves it. And it's not just in Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. Our strength in R&D also means things for life sciences manufacturing too. States that invest heavily in R&D see that translate into powerful manufacturing throughout their states. And we all know that Pennsylvania's strength in manufacturing. Combine that with our rapidly growing life sciences R&D, and we have the recipe for holistic success across the life sciences field. So we have the case for why this sector is so important. The question then becomes, what approach do we take at the state level to help support the industry across the Commonwealth, here in Philly, over in Pittsburgh, and everywhere in between? This year, I'm proud to share that we've made significant progress. On a bipartisan basis, Governor Josh Shapiro has secured historic investments in economic development, about $600 million worth. We have an arsenal of $500 million for site development, which is going to be transformational for industries across Pennsylvania, including and especially life sciences. We've doubled down on some of our key quality of life programs like Main Street Matters, neighborhood assistance, and an exciting new tourism campaign called Pennsylvania, the Great American Getaway. But even with a hugely impactful budget this year, we know there's more work to do, especially in growing the innovation-focused activities. For example, our future plans calls for a launch of a new Pennsylvania Innovation Fund, a flexible, large-scale fund that would leverage our extensive R&D assets for real sustainable economic growth. We envision it would do things like expand support in innovation infrastructure and help form and strengthen industry partnerships. It would provide matching funds for communities and companies to pursue federal grant opportunities, and it would provide financial support for innovative Pennsylvania startups, which is such a critical element in the life sciences field. I think I hear from every startup that I meet with, access to capital is their number one issue. So we also want to establish an industry-focused startup competitions to source, support, and scale entrepreneurial solutions to pressing challenges facing life science industry and other innovative sectors. And we have begun the work to bring the private sector to the table by establishing an industry and higher education councils to provide us in the government with real-world counsel from the private sector. So this is a partnership, and we want everyone's participation. So I've been in Harrisburg for exactly 1 year last week, and I can genuinely say that our government leaders work hard every day for this industry and for the people of Philadelphia. But we need a direct line of communication from industry leaders to the highest ranks of Pennsylvania government to ensure state officials are equipped with the latest knowledge about what the life science industry needs to grow and thrive. And fortunately, from those that I know, you all are not shy. So one of the things that we're really interested in learning about is what the industry think we need to do. And that's part of the reason I'm here today, is to listen. With our economic development strategy, we have the foundation for much more intentional and a deliberate approach to growing businesses, especially in life sciences across the Commonwealth. But the crucial ingredient for growth is partnership. The governor and DCED, under the leadership of Secretary Rick Seiger, are excited to strengthen Pennsylvania's status as a leader in this field, and we're committed to working with you all to get that done. And now I'm looking forward to the rest of the day to hear how we will work together to achieve our goals. Thank you so much.